Hey, what's up guys and welcome to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 41 of Uchiha Naruto, This Sage. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share it to all of your friends on your social media platform. And if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and check out my main channel, Anime King, and you can enjoy over 500 lovely what ifs. And remember to share this to all of your friends. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. Last time we left off, Naruto totally massacred all of Danzo's root agents, and he crippled Danzo, and he took his sharingan and took his arm as well with all the sharingans. As Naruto left Danzo alive, Tsunade and Jiraiya called in Naruto as they asked him who did it. Sasuke then came there as he told Tsunade and Jiraiya that he was the one who sent Naruto because as the police force, they are destroying all threats in Konoha, and the root agent shouldn't be an organization, so they wipe everything out. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off, but you guys can switch across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. Currently at the training ground, Naruto was standing in front of Karin. So, have you settled in the village? He asked. Not really, Karin said. It is great, but it's just not for me, Karin said. Guren must already complete the Crystal Palace already, Naruto said to himself. Crystal Palace? Guren? As Karin was wondering what he was talking about. Guren, you must know her. She was one of Orochimaru's most loyal and trusted subordinates, and she used a rare Kekkei Genkai, Crystal Release, explained Naruto. As Karin thought about it. Oh yeah, I know her, Karin said. She is the one that is rebuilding the Sound village, said Naruto. So what is this about a Crystal Palace? Karin asked. It will be my HQ in the Sound. It is called Crystal Palace because its design takes advantage of Guren ability. It is also huge, bigger than the Hokage Tower. It has 4 floors, the underground floor being my private quarters. Its outside appearance comprised of mostly wood and crystal, but inside is mostly crystal, the ceiling and the floors. Wow, Karin said. So who designed it? I did, said Naruto. I will take you there soon, once I teach you all the basics. You will live there, along with Guren, and you will help her rebuild. Konoha already know that me and you are associating. Aren't they gonna know that you are behind the rebuilding of the Sound if you send me there? You will keep your presence hidden away from everyone. Do you think I can hide forever? Karin asked. Not at all. You just have to hide until the rebuild is completed. Whatever Konoha said after that, I will handle it. Karin nodded with a smile. Well, at least I will have something to do other than training. And I can't wait to see your palace. It must be wonderful and a dreamy place to live. She now had a dreamy look on her face. Naruto mentally shrugged. You should return to your house. I have other matters to tend to, said Naruto. And we were getting along just fine, Karin thought. He had to ruin the moment by sending me away. She smiled though. Fine, she said. Before I forget, Yujiro said she wanted to speak with you, Karin told Naruto. Naruto didn't say a word, as Karin sighed. I can't believe I'm going to ask you this. You are a guy that rarely smiles. I never really see you show emotions. What do you really think of relationships? Well, the better question is Uchiha your girlfriend? Naruto looked at her with a blank expression as he wasn't going to answer the question, as flames then engulfed his body and he disappeared. As Karin sighed, as she turned around and was walking away from the training ground, as she thought to herself, she really need to learn Sonshin, as she was tired of walking every time. In an unknown location, all of the Akatsukis were gathered. They were in their hologram form, as Pain was introducing two new members of the Akatsuki. This is Obito, and this is Kabuto. Kabuto, Orochimaru's number 2, Sasori stated in a rugged voice. What is he doing here? Hidan yelled as he wondered why they would let someone like Kabuto join them. He was not an S-rank criminal after all. The group mainly consists of S-rank criminals, so what the hell is he doing here? Hidan shouted again. Pain ignored this question. Tobi and Kabuto will be working on gathering information rather than capturing Jinchurikis, Pain stated. So, is he a Uchiha? Hidan asked, looking at the man's right eye because the mask covered his face. As Tobi spoke in a dark tone, I may be or not. As no one else questioned again. Pain cleared his throat and caught everyone's attention. We will continue to gather all tailed beasts, even though the tree tail has not reformed yet. Because after Naruto killed Yagura, the tree tail will take a long time to reform. Sasori and Deidara will go after Shikaku. Its Jinchuriki has become the Kazekage now, so the task will be a bit troublesome, but I expect no failure nonetheless. Sasori and Deidara nodded quietly. It will not look good on them if they fail to retrieve the weakest Biju of them all. Kakazu and Hidan, you will travel to the outskirts of Kumo to fetch the two tails. All the necessary arrangements have been made, Pain stated as he then turned to Tobi. Do you have anything else to add? The Kumo Jinchurikis have full control over their Bijus. They will be very bothersome than any other. Watch out for Uchiha Naruto. He is not a normal shinobi, Tobi stated in a calm, dark tone. The rest of you will have your assignments in due time. I expect you to have the Shikaku in no less than a week, Pain stated firmly. You're now dismissed. One by one, the members faded away until there were only 3 left. Pain, Tobi, and Konan. Naruto will prove to be troublesome. When the time comes, you should be the one to collect the Kyuubi, Tobi said as he looked at Pain, as he then disappeared. Pain slightly narrowed his eyes but said nothing as he and Konan leave. Meanwhile at Konoha, Naruto has retrieved Minato's soul from the Shinigami, as he promised Kurama that he will get him his other half back, as Naruto now knows that he has to go to Kumo to the Dragon Land to go and see Kurama, but right now he sealed away Minato because he didn't want to speak to him or want him to speak to him as well. As Naruto will be leaving for now, it was still morning, so he will return before the council meeting at noon. Is everything set up? Asked Zetsu as he appeared inside Naruto's room. Yes, Naruto said quietly. And what about the sound? Naruto asked. Your palace is nearly complete. They are just doing the finished touches inside, and then it will be complete, Zetsu reported. Naruto nodded. That is good. As he stopped, as he saw a look on Zetsu's face. What is it? Someone is coming, Zetsu said. Go, I will reverse summon myself in a few moments, Naruto stated. He walked towards his door and opened it. Just as he did, Uchiha came to view. Uchiha looked at Naruto curiously. You have gone back to wearing your armor, but Naruto did not respond. Are you going somewhere? She asked. Yes, he said with a nod. Eugeo nodded as she then stepped closer and wrapped her arms around him. I heard what happened to Danzo, she whispered in his ears. Although it was a bit extreme, I am still grateful for you saving me. Thank you, she said, as she kissed him on the cheek. As she then stepped back. I will see you tonight, she said. Tonight? Naruto questioned. She merely smiled as she backed away and headed out the door without saying another word. Naruto closed his door as he went through a set of hand signs as he slammed his hand on the ground and vanished. Ah, you're here, said Zetsu as Naruto reverse summoned to the Dragon Land. So, where is the Kyuubi? As Kurama didn't stay in one place, but Zetsu could tell where he was. As Zetsu then spoke as him and Naruto start walking, I thought that Eugeo would have kept you because of the events of yesterday. What I have observed about women is that they get very emotional after things like that, you saving her life and all, Zetsu said as he walked. Eugeo is an Anvu. She has experienced traumatic events in the past. She is used to things like that. She cannot think like the women that you have been observing, Naruto said as he crossed his arms. What about Karin? She is not an Anvu, and also she is not a shinobi. She has worked with Orochimaru, said Naruto. As Zetsu know that anyone that worked with Orochimaru had been able to stand anything because of all the cruel and wicked experiments that he did. So Zetsu merely nodded as that needed no explanation. The two kept on walking until they reached Kurama. They found it sleeping peacefully until his eyes snapped open and stared at the both of them. So, are you enjoying your freedom? Naruto said, looking directly at the Kyuubi. The Kyuubi started swinging his tail as he then answered Naruto, I should enjoy it since I have been given it finally. Today is a day that I make true to my promise, Naruto said as Zetsu kept quiet as he watched a whole ordeal in front of him. The Kyuubi then grinned. I was thinking that you were just full of words, as he never thought that Naruto would keep his promise and reunite him with his other half. I did tell you that I was going to make you complete again, and today I am going to do that. Well, that wasn't fully true. Minato was the one who had the other half of the Kyuubi, and he was also more adept at seals than Naruto. So, how are you going to do that? Kurama asked as he was wondering. Naruto did a few hand signs. Edo Tensei, he muttered quietly as a single coffin rose up out of the ground and it opened to reveal Minato. The coffin then disappeared, leaving Minato standing still as he seemed to be sleeping. Naruto walked towards him and planted a kunai in the back of his head as Naruto then waved one hand sign as Minato opened his eyes. Fourth Hokage, the Kyuubi said as he was barely containing his anger as he wanted to jump and rip the fourth Hokage to pieces. The Kyuubi voice caught Minato off guard. Kyuubi? How are you free? Where is Naruto? What is going on? Just do what you're instructed and do not question things that you are not allowed to do. A voice came from behind him. Minato turned as he saw Naruto. Naruto? What are you trying to do here? Minato asked. Do as you're instructed, Naruto said as he removed Minato's personality as Minato shut up. Minato then jumped over to the Kyuubi as he held out his right hand and touched the Kyuubi. A seal then came on Minato's stomach. As a glow, the Kyuubi's chakra started to glow around the both of them as the Kyuubi started to grow back to its original size as the seal then disappeared, knowing that the both half had been completed as the Kyuubi was back at its glory. Kurama then used his paw as he hit Minato away, sending Minato flying into a wall. Naruto then looked up at Kurama. You are now deserving to be called Kurama. As Kurama stopped celebrating and stared at Naruto, no human has ever used his name except for the sage. As Kurama had no mind of doing anything or saying anything bad about Naruto because he had kept his promise and reunited him with his other part, and he also had the sharingan and did not manipulate him. Enjoy being whole again, Naruto said as he turned to the direction where Minato was sent flying away. I have a few matters I need to discuss with Minato, Naruto said, turning to Zetsu. Are you coming, or are you going to be staying behind and chatting with him? As he looked at Kurama. I will stay here, Zetsu said, as he think the matter was personal between Minato and Naruto. With that, Naruto simply disappeared. With Naruto and Minato, Naruto was standing in front of Minato, who still had his personality removed, as Naruto then held up a hand sign, as his personality was back. As Minato looked at Naruto's face, as he tried to find words to say, but he couldn't say nothing. The face that Naruto had made him a bit nervous, as the sharingan did not make it better. When Naruto has relieved his soul from the Shinigami, it did not allow him to speak. So Minato was wondering why Naruto did it, but now he understands. Naruto then did a few hand signs as he created two benches. As the both of them were facing each other, he sat down in one and told Minato to take a seat. Minato smiled nervously as he took a seat. He then got nervous when he saw Naruto fold his hands and stare at him with his sharingan. Mother said that you are the most kindest man she knew, but I don't care about that. I have some unresolved issues with you that I would like to deal with. So Minato, tell me your story, Naruto stated. Minato smiled sadly as he was happy that his son was allowing to speak, as he thanked Kushina for saying those kind words about him. To shorten my story, I will begin when I become Hokage. As Minato then went on for about 1 hour, telling Naruto everything, as he told him from the time when Kushina became pregnant and he sent Kakashi to watch over Kushina and all of that, and then the time when she was giving birth. Even Sarutobi's wife was killed by the masked man, and then he had to do the unforgivable thing by sealing the 9 tails inside of his own son. He said in a low voice at that point. As Naruto kept silent through all of this, as Minato couldn't tell what he was thinking because his expression never changed even once. After the story was over, Naruto stood up. I will become Hokage one day, he said, surprising Minato, as Minato was so happy to hear that Naruto wasn't going to abandon Konoha. You know, if I didn't meet Mother, I wouldn't even bother to talking to you. I would have simply allowed you to rot. He then paused. But I will release you from the Edo Tensei. But when I do, you won't go to the Shinigami's stomach. You will go where Mother is. I know that she will be happy to know that you're there to talk to her, said Naruto. Thank you, Naruto. You may never call me your father, but you will always be my son, said Minato, as few tears came out of his eyes. And I have no right how to tell you to live your life, but as your father, I'm going to tell you this. I love you, and I am so proud of you. I will always be. It doesn't matter which path you take, and I am sure that your mother is proud of you as well, knowing that you want to become Hokage and stay in the village. Live your dream, said Minato, as tears were still leaking down. As Minato felt like walking over to Naruto and give him a hug, but however, he didn't. Naruto did not comment as he went through hand signs, releasing him from the Edo Tensei, as Naruto watched as Minato disappeared. Naruto then looked up in the sky, as he then walked away. As he went over to Zetsu. Are you done already? Zetsu asked, as Naruto was slowly walking up to him. Naruto just nodded, as Zetsu looked at Naruto carefully, as he wondered what happened, because Naruto had this expression on his face. It didn't change at all, so he do not know if the boy was happy or angry. "Where is Minato?" Kurama said, as he couldn't sense the man anymore. "I release him," said Naruto. "Do you still want to rip him to shreds?" Naruto asked. Kurama grunted. "Where is he? It will give me great pleasure. Since he's a reanimation, I can do it over and over again," said Kurama with a devilish smile. "I release him," Naruto stated again. "He has served his purpose. Since he had do what he came here to do, they no longer needed him." Kurama sighed as he was disappointed. "Now," said Naruto, changing the subject, "things are in motion. I might use you more than I've been," said Naruto. "I was getting bored anyway," Kurama said. "While I was inside of you, I could have watched what you were doing and be amused. I am also interested in to see what you can do now that you're complete," said Naruto. He then turned back to Zetsu. "Go to the hideout and summon me from there." Zetsu nodded as he disappeared. "When will I get the chance to kill that masked fool who uses sharingan on me?" Kurama asked nicely. "You will not," Naruto said. "The one that will kill Obito is me." And with that he disappeared in a puff of smoke, leaving Kurama alone. Hours later, Naruto already went through the council meeting, and because Sasuke explained that he was the one who ordered Naruto to wipe out the root agents because they can be a threat in the future, Naruto couldn't be blamed or anything, as Sasuke couldn't be blamed either because he controlled the police force. After the meeting was over, Hayashi came to Naruto as he wanted to talk to Naruto about something important. Naruto accepted as he walked off with Hayashi as both of them talked in private. And with that, Sasuke headed back to the compound. An hour later, Sasuke arrived to see Naruto at the training ground, all of his clones practicing on the Rasengan, while Naruto had his eyes closed as he was meditating. "What did Hayashi wanted to talk to you about?" Sasuke asked. Naruto opened one of his eyes as he then spoke. "He wanted one of his daughter to marry us." Sasuke raised an eyebrow. "You told him no, right?" Sasuke didn't want to be married to Hinata. As Sasuke knew, if Naruto had said yes, he would have been the one to marry, because Sasuke realized that Naruto was having something with Yujiro, so he was the only available Uchiha. "Yes, I said no," as Sasuke sighed in relief. "But his younger daughter will be on the police force. She is quite young, but she will be useful. She has much potential." Naruto then stood up. "Follow me," he said to Sasuke. "Look closely and don't use your sharingan, because I am just going to repeat these hand signs twice." As Naruto ran through hand signs slowly so Sasuke could catch them. Naruto then released chakra around his body as the chakra started to turn into flames. Naruto started to spin around, and the flames started to spin around him, creating a dome of flames to protect him from anything. He then did it again slowly, so Sasuke could see his movements. "If you have noticed," said Naruto as he stopped, "this jutsu is like the one that Neji used at the Chunin exams. I have created it on my own. It works on both offensive and defensive. When spinning around, the flames shield you from any kind of attack. In offense, anyone who touches the flames will be burned. Also, when you have high control of the jutsu when you're spinning, you can launch fireballs in all directions. Don't attempt to do that now though. I will teach you once you have perfect control over the jutsu," Naruto stated, as he then sit back down, as he then took a scroll and threw it at Sasuke. "I only show you a demonstration of the finished project. That scroll has all you need to know about the basics of the jutsu." "Thanks," Sasuke said with a small smile. Later that day, Naruto was currently upstairs, as he smelled something delicious, as he knew that Sasuke couldn't cook like that. Despite living with him, he has only eaten Sasuke food one time, and the other time he prepared his own meals. as Naruto made his way to the kitchen, as he found Uchiha humming as she cleaned the dishes that she has been using for whatever she was doing. She had not sensed his presence yet, as Naruto then remembered that she said she will see him later tonight. Oh, this is what she meant, he said in his mind. If I did not know any better, I would say that we were married, Naruto said, surprising Uchiha, as she was kind of surprised by his comment. What makes you say that? She questioned, as she turned to face him, as he was wearing his armor. As she knew that he was with his clones all day training, as Naruto used the sunshine and appeared in his room, he didn't bother to take the door. That is why he didn't notice her coming to the house. Naruto then spoke again. From what I have observed and learned, what you are doing now is what most women do to please their husbands, he said as he sat down beside the kitchen table. Oh, you have observed and studied couples. For what purpose? Uchiha asked, as she was surprised that he would do something like that. Not me technically. A friend of mine did that for me, he said, speaking of Zetsu. She nodded slightly, as she wouldn't ask who it was talking about, as she turned back to do the dishes. How was your day? She asked. Pleasant, he said. Where is Sasuke? Uchiha then sighed. He could have asked how her day was, but no, he asked where is Sasuke. As she wondered, why couldn't he just be normal like other men at once? She then spoke. He went with Kakashi-senpai. I see, he said, standing up. As he began to walk away from the kitchen without saying another word. Uchiha did not ask where he was going. She simply continued to do what she was doing, as she was quite happy about this night. Yes, she decided to cook a meal for him, as she knew that they were not dating or boyfriend or girlfriend, but she liked him and that was all that mattered. And what was so wrong in cooking for the guy she liked? But guys, I'm going to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And yeah, go and check out my main channel because I'm going to be posting What If Tonight's. So yeah, go ahead and enjoy them. But for now, I'm out. Peace.